with Jerry and Camden. First, let's talk about the Cornerstone volleyball team. They haven't played in a good bit, but the last time they did play, the JV played first. They were at Mount Pleasant. The JV won the first set. They were looking good, and then unfortunately lost the last two. But I mean, you can build off the first set. You can build off what they did there, and it's something to build off of.
Yes, and they'll also play in a tournament this Saturday, August 27th, only at the JV though.
The varsity, on the other hand, they played two games. They played a best of three set versus Mount Pleasant and Brook Lane, swept them both. They looked. I mean, I wasn't there, but I was heard that they looked good. You have based off of the domination that it sounds like they had. I mean, they're looking good this year.
I mean, as every year they are. On other news, CCA won their football homecoming game, 48-0 against Trinity. It was a really good game. Lucas Hills is running for Player of the Week, Times Journal. They did really good. They're for homecoming game, so everybody's really proud of them.
Speaking of football, college football week 0 starts. I'm excited. I'm ready for football to be back. The games aren't great, but it's football. So I'm excited for that.
To kick it off, we'll have Vandy and Hawaii. Personally, I'll probably watch the game because I just want football, but I expect Hawaii to win because Vandy's not a good school when it comes to football.
I'm actually taking Vandy in that one. I know it's a surprise, but I think that for some reason I have faith in Vandy. I think they'll for once put the SEC on the map and actually play like an SEC team.
I hope so. The next game will be Nebraska Northwestern. This game will be played in Ireland. I'll have the Nebraska Huskies in this one.
I agree with that one. I think Nebraska will come out with a win there.
I think Scott Frost has finally got him in shape. I think he'll be good this year.
Well, let's talk about the Ireland thing for a little bit. What is your reaction to that? How do you like that?
Well, I mean, at least they're bringing the game to new places, new countries. So that should be good for people that probably don't get to experience college football.
Right.
Skiki. I hope they have a good time there.
I agree. I think it's a great thing for the sport of football. I like how the NFL's been doing it for a few years now. They had a game in Britain. They're having a game in Germany this year. I like the fact that we're taking football to places besides America. I mean, I saw obviously Canadian Football League. It's been around for a little bit. But the Mexican Football League is a thing now. Former Avalon player Trent Richardson plays in it actually now. I did not know that until a few weeks ago, but I found that out and I found it very interesting.
The next game we'll be covering is number 12 Oklahoma State against Central Michigan. This one's a no-brainer. I've got Oklahoma State.
Yeah, easy. Oklahoma State. They're a pretty good football team, and Central Michigan just isn't. So there's nothing else to say about that.
Tennessee and Ball State will be the next game, and personally, I've got Tennessee. I'm not a big fan of Tennessee, but I think their new coach has got them in shape. I think that their quarterback's going to be good this year, which they've not had really consistent quarterback play since really Joshua Dobbs, but they should be pretty good this year. The last college football game we'll be covering is number 17 Pittsburgh versus West Virginia. To me, this is the most interesting game. I think this game is probably going to be a good game because West Virginia's always had a pretty good football team, decently. And I want to see how Pittsburgh does without Kenny Pickett. I mean, he was a pretty good quarterback for them. And I hope he does good in Pittsburgh. But I really have West Virginia pulling this one off.
I do too, actually. I think that, obviously West Virginia's not ranked. Pittsburgh is. So, obviously you're thinking Pittsburgh's going to win that one. But I think Pittsburgh lost their offense last year. Kenny Pickett's he was a great player for them. I think West Virginia will beat them. I think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a great game. Definitely the best game of the week.
Yeah, definitely. We'll move on to the NFL. And our first news is Matt Corral getting injured. I was pretty upset about it. I like Matt Corral. I think he's a good quarterback. And before they traded for Baker, I thought he had to start a job by at least week 5. But now he's injured. He can't win a starting job. And Baker Mayfield's just a better quarterback.
Unfortunately, he did get injured. It's a possibility the rest of the year. I'm disappointed because I really was thinking we would see him in the regular season. I think that the Panthers would either be losing by a lot or winning by a lot, and we would see some Matt Corral minutes. And I was looking forward to it. It's unfortunate that he got injured. And shortly after the news of Matt Corral getting injured, Baker Mayfield was announced the Week 1 starter. How do you feel about that?
Baker Mayfield, I've said it. I think I said it last week. Baker Mayfield is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. Baker took the Cleveland Browns out of an 0-16 year, took him to the playoffs in I think 2 years. It was sometime after he got drafted. I don't know why they traded him I don't know why they parted ways with him, but he's a better quarterback than Sam Darnold.
Agreed. I mean, he's not a great quarterback by any shape, but I think in this new offense, he may can figure it out, and he may become a great quarterback. We'll see, obviously, but I think that Baker Mayfield's a solid quarterback. He's never will be a top 5 quarterback in the league. I don't think that will ever happen, but he can be a solid quarterback and a solid starter. Welcome to the first official episode of Cornerstone Game Day. Cornerstone's football team will be playing Success this Friday. Make sure to come out and support our Eagles. But before we talk about the Success game and that game, we're going to talk about how they played last week.
Last week was a good game. They ended up beating Trinity 48-0. It was a really good game on their homecoming. Lucas Hill is running for player of the week.
He played great. I mean, he looked good, both running and passing the ball. He played amazing. I liked what I saw from Lucas. He played really good. There's a lot of positives from the way he played.
He had some really accurate passes, had some good runs, had a couple of touchdowns. I mean, you couldn't beat his performance. I'm really excited about this year.
He wasn't the only player that played well in that game, obviously. I mean, winning 48-0, there's a lot of players that you can highlight. But on the defense end of the ball, there's Jack McGowan. He was everywhere. He was deflecting passes left and right. There was nothing going to the receivers I think the only catch that was made on him was a pass he actually tipped, and the wide receiver just was in the right spot.
Yeah.
He played good. He played amazing.
I think he also had an interception.
He did. He had an interception, and then he had another one, but he stepped out of bounds, didn't get his feet in bounds. But he played great. I mean, he locked them up. They weren't getting anything past him.
Also, one of the more special moments of the night, QB Jess Nelson throws a pass to Jake Nelson, his older brother, and for 33 yards, I think. That was awesome.
That was definitely my favorite moment from that game, and there's a lot of moments to pick from, but that was just a special, cool moment. We may not see anything like that again. The Nelson connection was great.
But it was a good throw. It was a good catch. It was just a great play overall.
It was. But, I mean, Jack, Lucas, and the Nelsons were not the only players that played good. Everybody played good. There was a lot of players just overall. I mean, when you get a shutout, and no matter what team you play against, it's a team effort. We saw a lot of younger guys get some minutes that they shone. So that was good to see. We saw Eli Butcher make a couple tackles. Micah Bailey made a couple of plays. A lot of younger guys made a lot of plays in that game, and that's huge for us to see.
Yeah, and the players also had 0 bars at practice Monday. I think it was Monday, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. 0 bars for a shutout. Obviously, we're hoping they get a shutout again this week.
I mean, I hope we go broke on 0 bars.
Yep, I agree with that.
But in worse news, Sam Johnson and Jack McGowan will be out next week.
They will be. It's unfortunate news to hear. They will be missed, but we can still win the game. We can't let that affect us in any way, shape, or form. I believe we can still get a shutout in that game. I mean, you look at the way Success played last week. I mean, I obviously didn't watch the game. No way to watch the game, but they lost to Jacksonville Christian 34-0. And I mean, any team that does that, you've got to feel confident going into a game.
Yeah, right. But you can't underestimate them, but you can't overestimate them. There's a certain point, they did lose, so maybe our momentum carries over, and maybe that they're just in a slump.
Let's hope so. I mean, I predict in this game, and this is just speaking off my mind, that I think we'll get the win.
That'll be it today for Ken and Jeremiah Sports Talk, and we'll see you later.